Shit, my frame rate just died.
The RTFT All-Star Racing League is on the air, live from Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It's the Highway to Hell 40. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, joined by my ever-talented partners, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett and Mr. Kevin Paskowitz. Gentlemen, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
If I was any happier, I'd need to be twins.
I'm not going to complain, although I'm having some computer issues all of a sudden.
Well, fair enough, KP. So, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, 14 turns that make up Road America in the Xfinity car. Good grief, are we in for one hell of a fun night.
You're putting that mildly, yeah.
I mean, Tony, this is it's a track like Mid-Ohio a couple weeks ago. These cars are not designed for this. They're not built for this. And the drivers are going to have to make these big machines do a lot of interesting things to get around this track and to get around it quickly.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. But, you know, as we look at the track map here, and I'm going to bring that up momentarily. Just bear with me, folks. You know, the track map for Road America is definitely an interesting one, to say the least.
It really is. I mean, what is it? 4.25 miles, 4.5 miles. Very long track. I believe one of the nicknames is the American Le Mans because of how long the track is.
Well, they run Petite Le Mans here, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they used to. I don't know if they.
They run it at Road Atlanta now.
Okay, Road Atlanta.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But does it feel right, KP? Does it feel right?
You think?
I think it feels right. It feels right in my heart, Sam. But I mean, these, a lot of really long straightaways into tight corners. There are some high-speed corners that really you have to set yourself up for, because if you enter them just offline the littlest bit, you're going to kill your exit, or worse, you're going to kill your car. So it's going to be fun.
Well, that definitely sounds like a fun idea. It seemed like a bad idea at the time, but we did it anyways category.
It's I really find it when the Xfinity cars come here, it's a lot like when they used to run on Circuit des Villeneuve up in Montreal. And I know I butchered the pronunciation of that, and I apologize.
Cirque de Gilles Villeneuve.
Exactly, that one.
You have to say it pretentiously. Sorry.
Road America. Did that work? I don't know. Anyway.
Go away or I will taunt you a second time. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Sorry. It was one of those nights where I couldn't sleep, so I watched Holy Grail last night.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs some Monty Python in their lives. So
I endorse that, being British anyway. So
yeah, the only problem is I think Francois might get a little pissy with us.
Yeah, he might want to what's the word? Kill you.
No. He won't want to kill me. He actually will hunt me down. Make me beg for him to end my life. There's a difference.
There's a lot of Francois' insults end with elderberries. That's a question.
Okay.
No. It's not.
That
it's not 100
quickly.
It's not 100% French, you know.
That's true.
No, he's French Canadian, which makes it even more dangerous because they actually allow you to have firearms up there.
Point taken. Point, yes.
Anyway,
so, Frenchie, if you're listening, we apologize. Me especially.
Yeah.
I apologize for nothing, except for
Moving
Sam.
on.
Except for Sam being a pillock.
As always. Anyway, moving on. Do you want me to call the latest points out or not?
You can if you choose to, as I'm still working on getting a track map up for us. There it is.
Awesome. All right.
Hey, look, a track
Let's
map.
let's hope my internet doesn't cut off this time.
Let's hope so.
Right, here are your top 10 points coming from last week when we raced at Bristol. Still at the top of the standings is Dallas Pataska with 353 points. In second place, we have Ronnie Osmer with 306. Up to third place in the standings, we have Ray Black Jr. with 276 points. Francois Pelletier sits in fourth place with 257 points. Steve Gauthier is in fifth place with 255 points. Samuel Harris had a bad race last week, hoping to turn it around tonight. He sits in sixth place with 235 points. Dustin Ping, he sits in seventh place with 234 points. David Bigger, he's in eighth with 233. In ninth place, Cody Eldred with 229 points. And rounding out your top 10 will be Zach Brew with 222 points.
Fair enough. So as we're looking at the track map right now up on screen, just real quickly, we'll go through what's going on here. As you come out of the pits, which you can see where the start-finish line is at the bottom of the map there, it's a big climb up the hill into turn one. It flattens out just past pit out. So if you do run out of gas and you're trying to coast into your pit stall, your chances of actually making it to your pit stall are slim and none, and Slim's already got his coat on. So you go into the right-hander, which is turn one, then there's a little dog leg. It's just a slight jog. You hardly even notice it at speed in between coming out of turn one. They're calling that turn two. It's a slight little jog, and it's hardly noticeable at speed. Then you go into what they're calling turn three, which leads you into the downhill. And then there's, again, a little jog about halfway down that straightaway into the moraine sweep. And you're real hard on the braking going into five, which I'm predicting to be one of multiple calamity corners tonight. If you can survive turn five, it's a quick climb up to six, at which point, as soon as you crest the hill just before six, you're into another left-hander, which leads you through the dogleg of turn 7, through the hurry downs into turn 8, and as soon as you exit turn 8, you're into the carousel. It's going to be very important, and I'm predicting the carousel to be a good passing zone, because if somebody knows how to carry speed, they should be able to work traffic very well going through the 910 complex known as the carousel. At which point you're going to exit there, and in KP you were saying that it's quite loose on exit, which is definitely not something you want when you get to turn 11, also known as the kink. Again, another great passing zone, because if you know how to carry the speed right going through the kink, you can make up a ton of time. Then you're going to go through Kettle Bottoms, which leads into turn 12, also known as Canada Corner, which I'm predicting to be Calamity Corner tonight, because if you miss your braking zone just the slightest little bit too deep, you're in the sand trap. But if you do survive Canada Corner, you're going to be cranking through Thunder Valley, through Bill Mitchell Bend, and then through turn 14 and back up the hill, which is the front straightaway here at Road America.
Yes, it's a lot of corners, a lot of left, a lot of right. I can tell you right now with this setup, Tony, it's going to be loose coming out of some of these corners. It's tight out of some of them. It's loose out of others, and you really cannot set yourself up for which is which. I mean, it seems to be trending that the left-hand corners, it's a little bit tighter. The right-handers, it's a little bit looser off. But really, it can snap between any of them.
Right, and you have to remember that these cars were originally built for left-hand biased turns. So the fact that there are so many right-hand turns on this track, it is going to be quite unsettling and quite different from what these guys are normally used to. Guys and gals, I believe I saw Melissa here. And I'm a liar. She's not here. Okay. So, shows what I know. But
I know, right?
hot laps are over. Cars making their way out on track right now for group qualifying. 14 minutes on the clock for this one, considering this track is so damn long.
And if you want us to take a lap around here, we can, Tony. We do have that set
Not
up.
anymore. Because we are in qualifying and
Nope.
I can't follow you.
Aha.
He has a point.
Well, we will scrap that for next week, folks.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll watch somebody during the night and with the track map up so we can see where they're going.
Because it's like I said, this track is just, there's so many different aspects. I mean, there's parts of this track that are very reminiscent of Watkins Glen, of Mid-Ohio, of even places like Laguna Seca out west. And it's
Turn
even though I
6
believe
is probably the one that really reminds me of Laguna Seca, because as you come up the hill to the corkscrew, yeah, you're going to unload the car there.
it's a blind corner. It's a much slower corner than you would think. But then after you hit it, it's to me, when I drive this track, when I'm running here in, say, the Skippies or in a sports car or something, it's that one corner that I think I hit it at the right speed every time. And as you exit it, you realize, no, I was way too slow. Crap.
Yep.
And then the next lap, you go in a little bit faster, thinking, all right, I'm going to hit it right this time. And you overdrive it and overshoot it and end up in the tires. So it's an incredibly tricky corner to get.
And this is also going to be one of those tracks where, much like Mid-Ohio, we are going to see a huge difference between the haves and the have-nots over here on the roadside.
Very much. I mean, just looking at the practice times, you had, I believe, there was a tremendous spread between the top few cars. I mean, we were looking at, in some cases, 10 plus seconds between the guys who really have that good road racing base and the guys who are not so much, not so technical. So it's really, it's going to separate the men from the boys today.
Well, if Mid-Ohio is any indication, one of the names we're definitely going to want to keep an eye on is the 55 of Ronnie Osmer. The three of us have actually teamed with Ronnie in different road races, and yes, he is an oval racer by trade, but that kid knows how to wheel a car around a road course, hands down.
I mean, he really does.
I mean, yeah, he proved that in the 6 hours of the Glen. I mean, I remember, like, for the last, hour was it? He was charging down in the third place guy. Yeah.
In the last stint, his team handed him the car 56 seconds behind by the time he exited the pits. And by the time the checkered flag flew, he was 8.5 seconds to the good.
So he's definitely a proven road racer. He knows what he's doing out there. So he'll be one to keep an eye out on. A few more names to keep an eye out on. Obviously, Samuel Harris. We know he won at Mid-Ohio. He'll be one to look out for. The usual suspect, Dallas Pataska. He was fastest in practice. Well, he'll be another one to look out for.
Michael Jeans is going to be another one to keep an eye on in that 08.
Definitely.
With the podium at Mid-Ohio as well.
And Ray Black Jr. is in there as well. Don't count him out. He's going to be there as well. So, yeah. I've got a few names.
And I mean, some of those faster times that we've been talking about are these guys that we're talking about. I mean, Dallas Pataska right now, he was the fastest in practice at a 2:09. And then, other quick times in there. Samuel Harris. Sorry, I just got myself mixed up here trying to find people.
Well,
John King.
Real quick, speaking of Dallas Pataska, look who's sitting atop the leaderboard currently is Mr. Pataska. Chris Gutierrez, Michael Jeans, Dustin Peng. Your usual suspects are up towards the front of this field already.
Yeah,
And Garrett Maines and Justin Krasinski up there in second and third, so it's a lot tighter right now than it was in practice. So
Well, Maines had a hell of a run at Mid Ohio going until lap traffic kind of. Or no, did he run out? Was he the one that ran out of gas? No.
no, that was
no,
David Bigger.
You're
yeah,
right.
David Bigger was the one who.
But Maines did have a hell of a run going. As did Robert Hill Jr., currently sitting in seventh quick. And never count out John King. King ran top 5 most of the race at Mid Ohio.
That's very true. I mean, he faded. He kind of came back and forth a couple of times, as I recall, and made a couple of mistakes. Had to work his way back up, and I very much believe he would have had a top 2 or a second or a third place out of that race had he not put himself down a few. Had those few mistakes.
Right, and pit strategy, I think, is really what cost him at Mid Ohio.
Yes, in that race again. I mean, we had a couple drivers trying to stretch that one all the way, but there was definitely a good and a bad pit strategy in that race, which I think we're going to see more of here.
Well, speaking of pit strategies, we did hear from Taylor Burris, league owner, prior to going live, that the race going to be 40 laps in total, split into 3 segments of 10, 10, and 20.
That should be an interesting stages. You have 10 laps to try and get there, another 10 laps to go and get there, and then the final 20 laps just go at it and either bring me the win or bring me home the steering wheel. It's just as simple as that.
Right, but the question is, can this car go 20 laps on a tank of gas? And if it can go a tank of gas for 20 laps, how long are the tires going to stay under the car?
Not very long around here. There's that many corners. It's going to be very tough on the tires. Yeah.
I don't think these. I'm not sure these will last a full 20 laps. I think the fuel, if it does last 20 laps at all, it's right at 20 laps. So, and there's no way I think you're going to get a full run out of these tires. I think this track is just too demanding on the equipment, and I think that guys are going to have to be. They're going to have to be careful with it.
Well, unlike a place like Watkins Glen, which is basically, for lack of a better analogy, it's a reverse oval with one true left-hander in the course. Every other turn basically is, you're flat foot or you're turning right. A place like that, you can really just, go balls out, and at a place like this, you can't. You have to be restrained because this track is just so long. And should you get it wrong on your pit call, you're not making it around without the aid of a tow truck.
No, you're definitely not. I mean, not even Mid-Ohio, which is less than half the size of Road America. You can't make it around that track without a tow truck. So, Road America, you're definitely. I mean, if you make it through a turn or two, you'll be lucky. So you need to watch your fuel. You need to pit when you can pit, and make sure that you do it properly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not only that. I mean, it's all the uphill sections and downhill sections that are so blind in certain areas, and that you can never see what's in front of you. I mean,
about the only corner you can really see what's coming is, going down into turn 5.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you've got so many ups and downs, and a lot of them are blind crests. And if there's a wreck on that very crest, you're not going to notice it until you're actually going right through the other car. So
right,
it's very difficult to know what's going on, especially in these cars which aren't even suited to this track. But it'd be very interesting to see how it turns out.
I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. About 5 minutes left in the qualifying session. Would like to remind everybody you are watching the Highway to Hell 40, brought to you by the RTFT Allstar Racing League. For more information on how you can get involved in the RTFT All-Star Racing League, go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing name and we'll be sure that Taylor gets you added to the Sunday night race. Unfortunately, I was not able to view any of last night's event due to some family commitments, but from what I've been told, it was a very competitive race.
That's the same. I unfortunately was unable to catch it as well. So, but I know that the amateur series here for these RTFT cars tend to be very competitive and tend to be very clean. So,
Yes.
I would expect more of the same from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Yeah, last night's race was an excellent race. Mr. John King was the one who picked up the win. But we also had a couple of special guests in there last night. We had Garrett Smithley from the NASCAR Xfinity Series joining us that night, getting a little bit of practice in before this weekend's event. And he was right there with John for the first half of the race until those pit stops came along. And John just, along with a couple of other drivers, just knew what they were doing with saving fuel.
All right, fair enough.
Very good.
But yeah, Taylor, hats off to the entire RTFT crew for choosing Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, in Road America to host this event. Awesome track. Really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Especially after seeing what happened at Mid Ohio, and the like we're calling it the haves and the have-nots as far as the road racing experience goes. If you take a look at the standings that are up on the board right now during qualifying with about 3 minutes to go, you'll see some names showing up with a red license, which is not their norm. Let's just put it that way. For example, Dustin Ping. Normally you see him in blue. Tonight in red, does not have a ton of road racing experience. Daniel Blanco, again, D-Class in the orange, not a ton of road racing experience. Ray Black Jr., normally in the blue with an A license. Tonight, still has his rookie road license. So, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
It did, and we talked about this at Mid-Ohio, excuse me. We talked about this at Mid-Ohio, and what we found was, that cream tended to come to the top, but we did have some good runs out of guys that don't have a lot of experience, and I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of them puts together a good run here tonight.
And this is the second to last road course race for the Pro Series. We got one more road course race for these guys coming up in October. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, we're going to run the Roval there instead of the Oval that weekend.
So is it safe to assume that you guys are substituting this for Cirque de Gilles Villeneuve?
Yes. We actually ran that last season.
Fair enough. If you're going to put anything in place of Montreal, that would be this would be the course I would choose. There's Canadian road racing, and then there's American road racing, and nothing says American road racing much more than Road America.
No. This is the track everybody wants to win at in all forms of motorsports. I remember watching old footage of the Can-Am series back in the 60s and 70s, and just seeing those cars on this track, it is something amazing to see and watch.
I want to you bring up a good point, and I just want to put this out there for Nim Cross and everybody from iRacing.com that may or may not be listening at this point in time. If you guys could scan a Chaparral, and I really don't care which one of the Chaparrals you scan, but if you could give us one of those cars and maybe a Shadow, that would be awesome.
Why not the McLaren? We have license rights to McLaren.
Bruce McLaren's last ride would be awesome as well, considering that you guys do have a partnership with McLaren Industries. So, the McLaren would be another one. At least one Can-Am car would be great. Because for those of you who don't know what the Can-Am series was, it was basically take what today we would call an LMP1 car, throw a big V8 in it and go.
And a big spoiler.
And a big spoiler, or in the case of one of the Chaparrals, 2 snowmobile engines, which we won't get into.
I don't know if you guys watched the Goodwood Festival of Speed, but there was actually the McLaren Can-Am car was actually there this year, and the wing on it is just insane. It's huge.
Well, did you see the one they put on the Porsche back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was another one of those cars that was just insane.
And it looks like qualifying is done by the looks of it, as Samuel Harris takes the pole with a
Not
209.
a real big surprise there.
No, it's not. But I'm going to keep an eye on Garrett Maines tonight. I think he has something for us tonight to watch, so be careful to watch out for him.
All right. Who's your pick, Sam?
My pick is going to have to be, well, I'm going to go with somewhere left field. I'm going to go with either Garrett Maines or Justin Krasinski, just because they're just on the outside looking in.
All
just
right.
to give them a shout.
So Sam Harris and Dallas Pataska going to start row 1. Garrett Maines, Justin Krasinski row 2. Chris Gutierrez and John King make up row number 3. Row 4 sees Ronnie Osmer and Michael Jeans. Robert Hill Jr. and Jonathan Medeiros make up row number 5. Row 6, we see Francois Pelletier and Brad Miller. Dustin Ping, being the last car to take time, starts in row number 7 with Taylor Lane. Steve Gauthier and Ray Black Jr. are going to make up row number 8. And it looks like starting shotgun on the field is going to be Butch Frazier, failing to take time. Zach Brew, Daniel Blanco, Cody Eldred, and the pace car is rolling, which I'm kind of shocked that they're doing a complete pace lap. Normally on a pace lap, they start you in the kink and call it good, but that roof pace car definitely something different to see for the stock cars here.
I wish they would change it up in the real life with changing the pace cars at certain tracks. I think it would be cool.
I wouldn't mind the dirt racing pace car, the pace truck at some of these events personally.
That would be hilarious.
That would be, see, that's perfect for a truck series. You have the pace truck.
Yeah.
As they're, right now we're going to bring the track map up so you can kind of follow along where they're going. They're coming through turn 3 right now. And now through turn 4 under the Sargento Bridge. You can kind of see turn 4 right in front of them. That is what they're calling turn 4, just on the backside of that Sargento Bridge. And that leads you into the big downhill into turn 5.
Right.
So right now they're going into the Moraine sweep and into turn 5, and then you see the uphill that leads to turn 6. And under the Corvette bridge, expect the car to get real light in the wheel, and you better make sure you have it just right coming through there, or else that tire barrier comes up very quickly. And then you're into the little jog that is turn 7. At speed, it's a little more than a jog, but right now they're just barely turning the wheels. And then the downhill into turn 8. We're into the hurry downs right now, into turn 8. And then they go under the Speedville Bridge, the Johnsonville Speedville Bridge, and now they are into the carousel, the world-famous Road America Carousel, which is actually a triple apex corner. And I
It never ends.
Yes, and as you're driving around it, it's like, please, dear God, don't let me hit anything on the other side of this. Then you come under the Hawk Performance Bridge, and there is the kink, ladies and gentlemen. That is probably going to be one of the best passing zones on the track tonight, because if you get it right, you get it very right, and if you get it wrong, you get it very wrong in a hurry.
And I would tell you, Tony, I took some practice laps here earlier in these cars, and go through that corner too fast, you're going to hit the wall. If you hit the brake at the wrong time or try and set the car wrong, you're going to spin it. I mean, the car is just that
Right.
It's that tight to that loose going through that corner.
As the field makes their way through the Kettle Bottoms into Canada Corner and now into Thunder Valley near the Gell sign and through the Bill Mitchell bend and into turn 14 where the pace car is going to make that hard right turn on the backside of. Here they go through turn 14, and we are about ready to turn them loose for 40 laps of fun. And you see that big uphill that is going to, if you can get a good run out of 14, the uphill is going to be your friend. If you don't get a good run out of 14, that uphill is going to be your worst enemy.
And there they go.
Green, green, green.
And we are live for the Highway to Hell 40 here from Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
All right. It looks like a pretty clean start.
Nope.
Oh, no.
There it goes.
Oh, I was kidding.
And, yeah, death.
Justin
That's most
Krasinski
of the
just
field
went from
Oh,
the
no.
penthouse to the outhouse.
Yeah. It looked like it started the battle for fourth.
Pataska's gone already. Pataska's out already.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
What the hell happened?
Oh.
And Krasinski smoking worse than a Cheech and Chong concert. Let's back that up just a little more and see if we can tell what happened.
It looks like Chris
So-
Gutierrez.
Well, they're coming up through the field right now. Gutierrez tried to make it 3 wide. Krasinski tried to avoid him, and Osmer's got nowhere to go. Just a ton of cars with nowhere to go. Some of them able to get it woed down in time. Gutierrez going for a trip on the beach. But in the meantime, back up front, Sam Harris and Garrett Maines just walking away from everybody. 4 seconds to the good already over John King, who sits in third.
I wanted to say, guys, it looks like there may have been another altercation at the left-hander at the top of the hill. Ray Black Jr. had a car that was smoking, and it looks like he's towed it.
He's out of the race. He's disconnected. He's withdrawn from the race completely now.
So Pataska out early on lap 1. Ray Black Jr. out early on lap 1. Michael Jeans in the 08. Justin Krasinski in the 4. Both having to tow. So going to be interesting to see what they can do from there. In the meantime, your battle up front, Sam Harris and Garrett Maines, still 4 seconds to the good.
Looks like Garrett's going to try to make a pass on the outside, going into Canada Corner.
I will point out, though, Tony, that another one of the biggest...
You're not live, sir.
Oh, I'm not.
Because they're going into turn 1.
Yeah, one thing I will point out is that another one of the people that lost out big time in that wreck in the first corner was Frenchie. He ended up with a very torn up car after that, and yeah,
Crap.
a lot of smoke coming from that car.
Yeah.
So,
But
just scrolling back through the car, guys. I think there might be 5 or 6 cars in this race left without damage. I mean, it's
well, we're watching
wreck took out a bunch.
Taylor Lane, Dustin Ping, and Jonathan Medeiros. Medeiros looks like he got through there cleanly in the 84. Taylor Lane looked like he may have gotten a DWI and hit a tree. And Dustin Ping's car looks relatively clean as they come through turn 5.
Yeah, I want to say, I think Steve Gauthier as well. I believe he may have made it through clean. I don't see anything on his car.
He did, and so did Robert Hill Jr. in the 95. Went way through the grass to try to avoid that whole mess. So took the off track as opposed to the contact. And we're currently watching the battle right now for 9th because this is the closest battle on the track.
There are only, by my count, looks like only 9 or 10 cars left in this race.
11.
11. There we go.
And Butch Frazier is the last car on the lead lap.
French has been forced to use his fast repair early, which is unusual for him.
Well, when you have to, you have to, and that was a have to moment.
Now
he had no choice.
Yeah, now it's just time for him to just finish the race and collect as many points as you can.
Pretty much, yeah. Because he can make up some big distance right now on. Yeah, he can. Why am I drawing a blank? Ray Black Jr., his real life teammate.
Not only that, Ronnie Osmer can make up some serious points over Dallas Patasco as well in the standings.
Yeah, they're now separated by. I can give you a points update right now. Let's see.
And Osmer is into the pits, so apparently going to burn his fast repair early. He took just a straight shot into the 4, so needing to really use that fast repair, not really having a choice at this point in time.
I was going to say, guys, I mean, if you've got to do it now, you've got to do it now. Just run some laps by yourself, get used to the track. He knows there's going to be a caution in 7 more laps. Everything tightens up, and just go with it. I mean,
as we're back live with the leaders, Garrett Maines mowing some grass as Sam Harris drifting through turn 8.
Garrett Maines is like, anything you could do, I can do better. So he went and did exactly the same thing, and only this time he took the gravel with him.
Yeah, but Sam Harris was. I mean, let's watch that again. That was actually beautiful to watch. I'm gonna back that up. Here they come through turn 7, down the hill into 8, into the hurry downs, and watch him get it locked up here. Kicks the car sideways, little opposite lock, and just. That was a textbook drift out of your leader, Sam Harris. And Maines gets it wrong coming through why am I not remembering the name of that corner?
He's coming out of Thunder Valley, I believe.
That was coming out of Thunder Valley. He got it a little bit wrong, and as you mentioned earlier, KP. It is loose coming out of 12, and Garrett Maines found out quickly just how loose it can get.
Yeah, it can get bad. And I'm looking at Garrett Maines, guys. I don't know if it might be a glitch on my screen or not, but Garrett Maines looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the nose of that Ford Mustang.
Well, let me see if I can see it. Not much, but yeah, you can, like right dead center of the grill. Looks like it may have had a bump and run or two.
Maybe he got into the back of Samuel Harris on the first corner because there was a very, very big accordion effect in that incident.
That's a good possibility, but I would like to point out that John King is starting to reel in Garrett Maines from 4.5 seconds back, now down to 5.5 seconds. And you see King there in the background stalking as Maines really hustles it through turn 6, gets turn 6 wrong and runs it off.
Yeah, he's not going to win the race doing that.
No, and I would like to point out, John King, he's in a podium sandwich right now. King and Harris 1-2 at Mid-Ohio. Could history repeat itself here at Road America?
I think there's a pretty good chance.
Safe bet.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, I'm just sitting here watching Garrett Maines right now, and when he has a good line through, he's very quick, he's very smooth. But the second he steps off, we throw around the term to step on one's own baggage here, and he seems to be doing that in some corners. When he gets it right, he's getting it really right. When he gets it wrong, he's getting it very, very wrong.
Well, speaking of getting it wrong, John King just got it wrong coming through Canada Corner. As we saw him dip 2 tires into the gravel on exit. We're currently following Garrett Maines right now, and he is losing ground to Sam Harris.
All right. I'm going back through. It looks like we just had Butch Frazier just had a little off-track excursion. So
Well, let's go back and see what happened
yeah,
to Butch.
stuff going south all over the racetrack right now.
As we watch him get the kink horribly, or that was coming out of the carousel. They're going through the kink now. He had it horribly wrong coming out of the carousel. Let's back that up a little bit. Here he is coming through turn 10, and just loose on exit, able to keep it off of everything, including Dustin Ping. So, good on Butch for being able to save that. And we're going to go back live now and see if Butch can reel in Dustin.
Thing is, though, something's happened to Dustin Ping down the line as well, because Dustin dropped way back from Jonathan Medeiros and everybody else who he was fighting. So,
well, he had to pit. He got caught up in that turn 1 melee, and he took it pit side, and he's burned his fast repair as well.
Yeah, true.
No, I take that back. He has not been pit side. I'm wondering what did happen to him. Because Ronnie Osmer is currently leading the cars that have pitted.
I mean, he could have had an off-track moment. I mean, yeah, it is possible. So, I think that's the only explanation.
Right. As we jump forward to the battle for fourth between Brad Miller and Robert Hill Jr. Hill Jr. right now in the red and black Haviland car, being chased down by the 76 of Miller, which Miller we saw had a really good run going right up until the final corner of the final lap at Mid-Ohio, and basically got the fuel strategy about 400 yards short of being perfect.
Oh, I'd put it at less than that. I'd say he was probably within 150 yards. That's
it was spitting going into the corner, so I add that distance to it.
But yes, he did run out right there, right when you're supposed to go fast. The go fast part is where he could not make the car go fast anymore.
And it looks like he's just running some steady laps right now, letting Hill, kind of burn some tires off as you see him go through turn 1 right now.
And there's a huge battle brewing at the back of the field with Ronnie Osmer. Oh, no, and Butch Frazier's in the barriers.
I just saw that as well.
Oh, good grief, what happened there? Here he is coming through Canada corner. You see Osmer right behind him. Dustin Ping goes surfing. Frazier goes into the tire barriers, and Osmer goes through the middle.
That was lucky for Ronnie Osmer to get through that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, after his luck the last couple of weeks.
That car is about 1.5 feet shorter than it should be. We're watching Butch Frazier right now. And he's not pitting. Interesting.
Run it until it's too hot to run anymore. I mean, I think these guys, that might be the mantra here, is if you get a little bit of damage, run it until you absolutely can. If you can make it to that caution at lap 10, do it.
So when Sam Harris, he's coming right now through Kettle Bottoms into Canada corner, and as soon as he gets to turn 14, I'm being told by the boys in the truck that we have a helmet cam with Sam Harris.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to bring up the track map and let you follow along with Sam. As he's coming up the front stretch here, going across the start-finish line right now. And you're watching exactly what your leader, Sam Harris, is seeing. And there's his braking zone, those 3 cones. It looks like he only grabbed 1 gear going through turn 1. And through the little kink of turn 2 into turn 3. Sounded like he grabbed 2 gears there, so down into, I believe, second. Fighting the wheel a little bit on exit under the Sargento Bridge.
Now this, for me, guys, this is the scariest part of the track coming up.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
trying to slow down for this corner. he does a great job. Ooh, little little wobbly there, but nice corner. That corner is terrifying.
That was scary.
Well, coming down the Moraine sweep, you're downhill and it's off camber into turn 5. Now uphill through turn 6, gets it about as good as you're gonna get it in one of these big heavy stock cars. Through the kink of 7, into the hurry downs, and down into turn 8, down into sounds like first gear there, a little sideways on exit, and into the carousel. And you can hear him really working that throttle. Hits the first apex, hits the second apex, now hits the third apex, and here we go through the kink.
Almost a little wide there on exit.
That's about as fast as you can possibly take the kink and not eat the wall. As we're going through kettle bottoms and into Canada corner, using all of the rumble strip on the exit of Canada corner, like you have to with just about every car except for some Formula 1 cars that just don't like that. And through the Bill Mitchell bend into 14. And that is what a lap looks like driven by Sam Harris. Just simply amazing.
Great lap from Sam.
Yep, that was very good. And while we were looking at that, guys, I was looking at some of the laps right now that these guys are running. And would anyone care to know who the second fastest lap was?
The fastest lap
was our leader. There's no denying that. But our second fastest lap, that last lap, appears to have been Ronnie Osmer.
Really?
So that boy is flying right now.
Yeah, I'm checking the last lap times. You're right. Last lap it was John King had the fastest, followed by Garrett Main's second fastest lap of that last.
Okay, it might have been 2 laps ago. Yeah, I'm looking at the update now, and he's a couple seconds slower this lap than he was last lap. But he appeared to have been running those very consistent 2:12s for the last couple of laps, and then I guess this last one might have bit him a little. But we'll see. I believe we're coming up. Are we 2 or 3 laps away from our first scheduled caution?
We will be two at the line.
3 laps. Yeah, 3. Yeah, what he said.
we will be 2 laps to competition caution at the line. Currently, Sam Harris 7.76 seconds over Garrett Maines.
Actually, gentlemen, there will be no competition caution. We try to see if any of our guys would be able to, but unfortunately, it's a little difficult to throw a caution out while driving a race car on this track. So the race will just continue as is through this event.
Oh, you're not in the session.
Nope.
That would
hence
explain
why I was behind on time.
That would explain why you were able to join us like this. Okay. Yep. Wow. It sucks when you're not able to log into your own session, Taylor.
It does, and I'm not the only one apparently. Mr. Cody Eldridge is having some difficulty, along with a couple other drivers.
And while we're sitting here talking, guys, I just want to point out John King just ate the wall in Thunder Valley.
Oh, no.
It looked like he hit the rumble strip there coming out of Canada corner, and it shot him right into the wall. He's got some significant right side damage.
Well, let's go to the replay. John King through the kink right there on the replay. Through Thunder Valley.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the car just lost it by itself.
Through kettle bottoms.
I mean, we saw this. We saw this at Mid Ohio out of him. He'd have a really good run going. He'd be really smooth, really consistent. Yeah, and
that was through the. That was through the Bill Mitchell bend that he ate the wall there. That was very unexpected. The car just snapped.
Yeah, it's like he got a lot of wheel spin coming off the corner and then just snapped right completely.
That's one of the things I noticed yesterday while driving this car in the AM race. You can wheel hop this car like no tomorrow in any part of this track if you ain't careful.
Well, the problem was he wasn't slowing down. He was speeding up at that section where the SN just washed out.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm
to
thinking
me, it almost looks like he hit those rumple strips and it just grabbed the car.
That's most likely what happened.
it's a good possibility. So Sam Harris currently showing the way, working lap 9. Garrett Maines 8.5 seconds back. John King 8.5 seconds back off of him. Robert Hill Jr. 5.5 seconds off of him. Brad Miller 8.3 seconds off of him. Steve Gauthier 2.25 seconds off of him. Taylor Lane a second and a half back. Jonathan Medeiros a second and 3/4 back. Ronnie Osmer 32 seconds back off of Medeiros. Then
Yellow flag is out.
and apparently somebody threw the competition caution.
Oh,
Yep, it looks like Zach Brew has thrown the competition caution for tonight.
So good on you, Zach. Thank you, sir, for stepping in as race control.
yeah, big thanks to Zach.
So now we all gather up for what I believe is a 5+ minute pace lap around this speedway.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you have to use the bathroom, now would be a good time.
This is the end of the first period of the RTFT hockey match.
So as we're bringing the Zamboni out, coming under the Sargento Bridge, following John King, Sam Harris coming home with the victory for the segment 1. 10 laps led. Garrett Maines sitting in second. John King, Robert Hill Jr., Brad Miller, Steve Gauthier, Taylor Lane, Jonathan Medeiros, Ronnie Osmer, Butch Frazier, Michael Jeans, Francois Pelletier, and Dustin Ping 1 lap down. Dustin should get the lucky dog at this point. Chris Gutierrez disconnected. Dallas Pataska disconnected. Justin Krasinski disconnected. And Ray Black Jr. disconnected. So major points implications here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
As we lost one of our broadcast partners.
It appears that Sam has taken a break as well.
I see that. I said go to the bathroom if you needed to. I didn't say leave the effing chat. Let's try to get Mike Hunt to step in his place.
It was funny. We were talking this afternoon about it, and I said, why don't we get Bob Varsha? And he's like, who the heck is Bob Varsha? I'm like,
Really? Well, I found it amusing that, when I replied, it's like, he goes, oh, I don't have the track. I said, okay, don't worry, Sam, you'll have it. Helped him get the track tonight. I said, so it's going to be Pete Gazinia, Michael Hunt, and Haywood Jablomi in the broadcast booth. Sam goes, we're having special guests?
And then I saw the little minion.
And I had to explain it to Sam. It's a good joke, and Sam is sleep deprived when I have to explain a joke like that to him. Because normally, I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, do not, under any circumstances, ever get into a battle of wits with Sam Cooper Bennett and come alone, because you will be outgunned. However, he's sleep deprived, and I got one over on him today.
Score 1 for the man.
Yeah, it's very hard to do that. So congratulations, Tony.
Thank you. Hold your applause. Just throw money.
50s and 100s preferably.
Well, it's I had a customer say to me at the auto parts conglomerate that I work for. He says, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" He goes, "Yeah, let me have a 50-gallon garbage bag filled with $100 bills." And I just looked at him. I said, "Sir, if I ever find one of those, I'll give you half."
Uh,
Can you?
Well,
Just do the
You're more-
math on that. How many $100 bills can you stuff into a 50-gallon garbage bag? And for
don't
those of you who
ask
don't know what a 50-gallon garbage bag is, they're those big ass leaf bags that the big box stores sell every fall in the Northeast.
Oh, it's funny. Every time I work at the bank, people are asking me, can you give a little extra? I'm like,
Free samples?
No. Yeah, free samples.
Oh, you
Like,
should have seen the look on the woman's face when I cashed a check one time, and she goes, "How'd you like that back?" I said, "Bitcoin." The look on her face was deer in the headlights.
Oh, I got one better. I was in the middle of a bank robbery. Guy gives me a note, and when you expect a robbery, people are like, they want all the money. I look him dead in the eye. I'm like, what type of bills would you like? He responds and says, I like $100 bills. He gets away with only like $400 bills before being arrested.
Nice. Well, the other good one was I cashed my paycheck one day, and the woman goes, "How would you like that?" I said, "Euros." Again, deer in the headlights. If you ever want to have fun with a bank teller, ladies and gentlemen, just tell them that you want your paycheck in euros.
Oh, yeah. It's a hilarious thing to watch.
And I can go to the opposite of that. When I was many moons ago, when I was in college, I did a semester in England and came back with, unfortunately, many handfuls of pound coins of their £1 and £5 coins or £2 coins. And when I went to exchange them at the bank here, they wouldn't accept it. They thought it was play money.
Oh yeah. Well, that was
So-
like I made the mistake. I was working for and looks like everybody's going pit
Yeah.
side right now. Tires going to be 4 tires and fuel probably going to be the call for most of our teams. But I was working for a top alcohol funny car team in Canada, and we went to the IHRA World Finals down in North Carolina, and I forgot that I had probably $20 in loonies and toonies in my pocket when I exchanged all my money going through Buffalo, New York. Forgot that I had all that there, got down there, and wasn't even thinking because I'd been in Canada for so long. I flip a toonie on the counter. The guy goes, yeah, it'll be $1.50. So I flip a toonie on the counter. He goes, "What's that?" $2 coin. He goes, "A what?" Oh crap! I forgot where we are.
So-
My goodness.
But it looks like we're not going to have a whole lot of change as far as these cars off of pit road, as everyone's coming off pit road now. But I have to ask, how does 4 fresh skins feel, Tony or Tyler, when you're getting ready to go back racing here?
Oh, anytime you have fresh tires, it always feels better.
You feel like you can leap tall buildings in a single bound, and we'll leave it at
Oh,
that.
yes.
Because I'm not getting sued by DC Comics.
Feels like you. Okay, yeah.
You feel like Awesome Man. And we'll leave it at that. But Sam Harris, Garrett Maines, John King, Robert Hill Jr., Steve Gauthier picking up a spot on pit road, Taylor Lane losing a spot, Ronnie Osmer losing 2 spots, Brad Miller maintaining, Jonathan Medeiros maintaining, Michael Jeans maintaining, Butch Frazier, Francois Pelletier staying on the lead lap, Dustin Ping getting into pit road now after taking the lucky dog. So 13 cars left in the race, all 13 cars back on the lead lap. So the good
Yay.
news is for Dustin Ping, if he does have any damage at this point in time, he can take all the time he wants and get it fixed.
It's very true. I imagine I've very rarely ever seen optional repairs that go over 4 or 5 minutes. So it would only take 1 or 2 cautions to get your optionals fixed here.
True story. So
Nice looking race cars, I have to say.
absolutely, and it seems like everybody's got at least most of their damage fixed. I believe that's Jonathan Medeiros in the 84.
Yep, That's Jonathan.
Looks like he may have a little bit of roll pin damage going on there.
Yeah, a little bit. Looks like, as you like to say, Tony, it looks like he may have backed into a tree.
Tree, telephone pole, one of those big ass stones that they have out in front of Fast Track convenience stores now. For those of you who live in the Northeast, and you'll know exactly what I mean. And tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Dinosaur Barbecue.
Yeah, I mean, looking through it, it looks like Steve Gauthier still has just a little bit of damage on the left side of that car. And then, of course, what we mentioned with Madero. But other than that, everybody's clean. As it looks like we're about to go back to green.
And we are going back to green as Sam Harris leads them up the hill. They crest the hill, and we are back live. Harris, Maines, King, Hill, Gauthier, Lane, Osmer, Miller, Maderos, Jeans, Frazier, Pelletier, and Ping, your running order of all the cars that are left in this event. Chris Gutierrez, blown engine, out. Dallas Pataska lost his brakes, out. Justin Krasinski, out, and Ray Black Jr. out. And I believe that is that Mr. Michael Hunt joining us?
No, that's me.
Oh, right, you're Haywood. How you doing, Haywood?
Stop it.
We explained the joke while you were gone.
Yeah, I actually fell for that, which was silly of me.
Well, like Kevin and I said, if anybody ever wants to get into a battle of wits with you, they better A, bring friends, and B, bring more friends, because no, you're not going to win normally unless you happen to be sleep deprived, and that's what I'm going to chalk today's win up to, was you being sleep deprived.
That, and I'm a bit under the weather right now, so that's probably what it is.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right, well, as we're watching everyone working through the carousel right now, and a pretty clean first lap so far back under green. I think
you're not live, bud. Leaders are through the kink and they're down into kettle bottoms.
Oh no, I'm live. I'm looking at the back of the field as Frazier goes around out of the kink. So not quite a clean first lap under green.
Not really, and Robert Hill Jr. fighting that car coming through the Bill Mitchell bend, able to keep it straight though. Taylor Lane right on his back bumper, but meantime Sam Harris out front, and Harris and Maines are starting to stretch on John King right now.
I mean, I don't want to say it's going to be the same old song and dance, but these two guys, they ran really smooth, good first part of this race. I don't see any deviation from that. The only thing I think that's going to stop them from winning is either some really bad pit strategy, or they're gonna step on themselves.
Or lap traffic could play a role.
This is true.
Now, Taylor, you said you ran last night. How far can you take a tank of fuel at this track? Do we have Taylor?
I'm guessing not.
All right. As we watch
there
he is. There he is.
Sorry about
Ronnie Osmer working on Robert Hill Jr. going through turn 6. Taylor, how far can you take a tank of fuel on this track?
Let's see here. Well, last night,
wow,
we had about
Steve Gauthier just
laps.
went mowing the lawn.
Oh boy.
Let's watch that again, coming through the uphill, and you see him just get it wrong. And that
says the groundkeeper a job.
No, I'm thinking that there's going to be. Well, yeah, he did, because he actually probably fertilized the grass. I'm going out on a limb and saying that his teammate Michael Jeans might smells something from the in the '08 might be smelling something from the '64 right now, and it's not
Some
oil.
poo's just come out.
Yeah. To quote your countryman Jeremy Clarkson.
Yep.
Oh boy, there he goes.
Ray Black Jr.'s back out on track. It's registering lap 2 for him.
Woo!
They finally made it back out then.
He is finally back out. Right now he's mowing the lawn, going through the final corner, letting all the leaders by.
Well,
And he's coming back in.
as we currently know, he won't be actually at Road America this weekend. Andy Lally will be driving for him, I believe, that weekend, possibly at Road America.
And I hate to point this out, boys, but this battle for the lead is starting to really heat up. Garrett Maines is hanging with Sam Harris right now.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's not letting Sam Harris get away from him.
And if you look in the background, we did, but if you look in the background too, you'll notice a certain blue car with a yellow nose starting to make some hay going on right now, getting by the 66 of King. And King looks like he may have had some problems. Perhaps the whack on the right front that he had earlier may be coming back to bite him in the butt. But that's Ronnie Osmer in the 55 starting to really make some pace going through turn 7.
He's pushing this car, guys. I mean, his last lap was 2:12 flat, so he's pushing right now for race conditions. That's a fast time around here. Oh, maybe a little too fast.
Well, we'll watch him go through the carousel right now. And yeah, they lost a little bit of distance to Taylor Lane, but Robert Hill Jr. and John King still behind him.
Well, he's
dips 2 coming off through the kink down through Kettle Bottoms.
And that's really what he did coming off the top of the hill. He got the car way out of shape and had to lift, and that's where he lost contact with the driver in front of him.
And I'm thinking that Robert Hill Jr. might be trying to rattle the youngster. Not that it's easy to do because, Ronnie doesn't know what fear is yet. But you saw coming through turn 12, Hill tried to outbrake him, and it didn't work. So
it's looking like it's going to be a good battle. I have a feeling. I don't know if they're going to just tuck in and try and reel back in the third place car or not. But if they do, then this could become a really fun 4-car battle. If they don't, well, it's still going to be a really fun 3-car battle.
Well, they are starting to reel Taylor Lane back in. They've cut the lead from 2.7 down to 2.4.
Don't count out Brad Miller. He's starting to get some time back as well from John King. But like you said, John King's got that right side damage, so that might be coming into play as well.
And Brad, bringing up Brad Miller, just horrid luck last week at Bristol.
Oh yeah, he got involved in somebody else's mess.
Yeah, that's there's basically 2 ways to wad a car. You either step on your own junk, or you get caught up in somebody else's dumpster fire. That's the polite way to put both those terms.
And he got caught up in the latter. Michael Jean's getting loose just then.
You saw that.
That was scary.
It's really easy to get offline here. It's really easy to mow the grass on parts of this track, and I think that's what we're seeing is some of these drivers, they're just overdriving these corners and having to chase it through the lawn.
Right now we're following along with the battle for 5th between Robert Hill and John King. As they make their way through Canada Corner.
I think here in another lap or 2, we might have a battle for 3rd.
I think you're right, because Ronnie Osmer has now cut the lead from 2.4 down to 2.3. So he is starting to reel in Taylor Lane, albeit slowly. And
you guys,
Sam Harris is starting to gap Garrett Maines. So there goes what little hope we had for a lead battle, anyways. But your battle for 8th is starting to heat up as well. You see Miller there in the black and silver Camaro, as you see.
Oh no!
Did that just happen? Please tell me I did not just see what just happened.
Brad Miller just
Here we go.
completely
We go
wadded
to
the
the
wall.
replay again. Going through turn 1 and just tries to put the power on and just pancakes the right side of that car into the tire barriers.
And he's had to tow it as well, so I'm guessing his night may be done already.
Yeah, unfortunately. So.
and just how these suspensions unload, guys. It's weird. There are points where you would think that you could put the power down and you just absolutely can't. In other parts of this track where you're staring at it going, there's no way. There's absolutely no way, and yet you can floor it right through.
Right. But, yeah, that was, wow.
All right. Well,
we're back up to the battle for 5th. Robert Hill Jr. and John King still going tooth and nail.
Robert Hill Jr. not having the best of times in that car either. He's just got a bit loose coming out of the corner as well.
Oh, he's fighting the daylights out of that car.
Yeah, it's slowly letting John King back into the conversation. So,
and letting Ronnie Osmer walk away.
Yeah. And still getting loose again. He's letting that backside wiggle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I mean, depending on how hard some of these drivers are pushing right now, which my guess is pretty hard. I mean, we're starting to see times come down quite a bit.
Except for Sam Harris, who just cranked off a 2:10.
Oh,
let me say that again. A 2-minute, 10-second lap. Second fastest of the race.
Jesus Christ, Sam, leave some on the table for the others, man.
I know, right?
But I'm just wondering, we're getting close to that second competition caution. If some of these guys just haven't used up all of their stuff right now, and they're just trying to hang on.
Barely. I mean, Garrett Maines is starting to fall back a bit now, but I think we had this at Mid-Ohio where Samuel Harris dropped back a bit, and then all of a sudden he just punched it out of nowhere and walked away with it. So
as business is about to pick up for 3rd place. Ronnie Osmer under a second now.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching him. He's closing right in. He's just being smooth. He coming out of that left-hander at the bottom of the hill, he got it a little bit loose. But other than that, he's been clean. He's been very clean and quick here.
And as far as the championship standings are concerned, this is falling right into Ronnie's favour as well, because a good finish here will tighten that championship battle right up again. So
That's
a lot to play for right now. And Garrett Maines is being caught by Taylor Lane right now as well. So this could be a battle for 2nd very soon. Oh, Ronnie getting loose. Oh, that was scary.
Coming through the kink. Good grief, Ronnie. Did some poo come out? We're watching as Maines just puts it on the beach coming through Canada Corner, and then steps on his own dick coming through the Bill Mitchell curve.
So this has suddenly turned into a battle for 2nd now, which is going to make it very interesting coming to the 2nd competition. Oh no, Garrett's off. Maines is off, and he's just completely lost 2nd place now. That
went horribly wrong, as he almost wads Ronnie Osmer trying to get back on the track. Taylor Lane up into 2nd, Osmer up into 3rd, Maines back to 4th.
I'm wondering if he's used up his tires already, Garrett Maines, because
safe bet.
Very safe bet.
So we were talking, and we never did figure out how many laps that we were able to run on one tank here. Taylor, do you you
And
have that
the triple
information?
five is way off the pace coming through turn 3. What the hell happened there?
Looks like the world may never know.
Oh, Butch Frazier just got loose and collected it, and as he goes a lap down. So,
All right.
Did
whoa!
the honourable thing and let everybody by though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and John King just went for a slide for life. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage coming through turn 5. Tries to drift it, gets it horribly wrong, dips 2 into the gravel, gets it collected back up, but loses a ton of track position.
So I'll try this one more time. So Taylor, do you know how long these cars can make it on a tank of fuel?
Last night's race was only 15 laps, and we had a few guys able to run the full 15 laps by running out of fuel crossing the start-finish line. But majority of the people, of the drivers, pitted around anywhere between lap 6 to lap 9. So I'm safe bet, probably 12 laps would be a decent amount to say you could run on a single tank of fuel.
Okay,
All right,
so with this final segment getting ready to, the second segment getting ready to wind down, as Osmer crosses over Taylor Lane up into second for Osmer.
That was an awesome pass for Ronnie. That was very textbook.
And I've said it before and I'll say it again, that young man has a ton of racecraft at only 17 years old.
And this
And the
might be the
competition
night.
caution. Competition caution is out. Samuel Harris wins stage 2.
Who knows? Maybe tonight might be the night we see Ronnie Osmer finally get that first win in this series.
Well, he's going to have to basically destroy Sam Harris to do it.
Well, he probably might, but still 20 laps left in this race. I have a feeling might have a good race on our hands if Ronnie gets a good pit stop after this.
And I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of pit stops in this caution as well because a lot of people are running loose, possibly on old tyres, especially Garrett Maines. I mean, we're going to have... that's my prediction. We're going to have some pit stops this time round.
My guess is by watching these guys, I mean, I'm going to say that 10 to 12 laps is probably just about the maximum that these tires can hold out. So that's going to make these last 20 laps fun.
So let me ask this question to you guys. Knowing that you cannot go the entire final stint, the entire final segment, without a green flag pit stop, do you run 5, 6, 7 laps and then pit, or do you run it as far as you can and then pit to have fresh tires at the end?
To be honest, that would probably be the smartest move to make. We might actually maybe see some guys decide not to pit on this stage and maybe try to hold out a few laps longer going into that final stage even.
It's a possibility. Yeah, that's a good possibility. Or take the green, go a lap, and then pit.
Exactly.
Because you figure you could probably save a lap,
at least.
Under caution, but pit strategy as we watch the 555 get back on the lead lap. But pit strategy is going to be the key to victory here tonight, and as we've seen, turn 12 Canada Corner has really bitten a lot of people, and it's come towards the end of the segments, 8, 9, 10 laps into a tire run, a fuel run, whatever you want to refer to it as. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here as they get ready to pick up the pace car. Pit road's still not open.
So I have a question then for you guys too then. On this restart coming up, does where you restart then begin to play a part? I mean, we see it sometimes in the real world NASCAR series where drivers will actually slow down or try and speed up to get that better placement. Do you want to be on the inside or the outside of this restart as we go into that right-hander in one?
I want to be in the pits when the green flag comes back out.
That's probably the safest place.
You think?
I think so.
I'm thinking somebody's going to die going into turn 1.
I believe there's a bar right off the final corner. It's a
you
nice
mean
little bar.
in the Corvette Corral?
Yes. So that's probably the safest place to be. Well, maybe not the safest, but the most fun if you're not in a car around here.
Fair enough. So, Sam Harris, Ronnie Osmer, Taylor Lane, Garrett Maines, Robert Hill Jr., John King, Jonathan Medeiros, Michael Jean, Steve Gauthier, Francois Pelletier, Dustin Ping, Butch Frazier, Brad Miller disconnecting, Ray Black Jr. back out on track.
So what do you guys think? Do you think Ronnie Osmer's got something for our leader, Samuel Harris?
Well, you figure he started the last segment in 12. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, it took him less than 10 laps to get up to second place. He made up 10 places, so it's possible.
As long as he hits his marks coming into the pits, it's hard to bet against the youngster. And like we've stated a couple of times on these road courses, that the three of us actually watched Ronnie make up almost a minute in the 6 hours of the Glen in under an hour. What was it? 40 minutes
45,
left.
45 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, it was like 45 minutes left, and
yeah, I mean, and let's not forget, Ronnie did have a very early pit stop as well from that first corner melee, so he's on fresher tyres than everybody else around him, so this could work on his favour with the fresher tyres as well. So
no, not really. He pitted under that last caution. Everybody came down pit road.
Oh, I wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
Sam, you were taking a break. It's okay.
I said when you left, I said now would be a good time to use the bathroom if you had to. I didn't mean you, Sam. What the hell, man?
I mean, I did take the opportunity to go to the bathroom while I was waiting for my internet to come back up. So yeah,
but,
that was yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if we have any takers going down pit road here. Chances are you're going to see the number 1 Garrett Maines go down pit road. Probably everybody behind him.
Ronnie stayed out.
Oh, and Osmer stays out. Bold move.
And I'm not live. Yeah, Osmer.
This could be interesting.
Osmer gambling on pit strategy.
Clearly, he knows something that we don't.
Well, I'm thinking he's probably going to do like what Taylor said and just run this tank as far as he can. As we see Ray Black Jr. back into the pits already.
Yeah, I think he's just been running a couple of cycle laps and just leaving it.
And now I forget, do you award points for leading a lap in this series or just the most laps?
Taylor is not with us right now.
Oh, okay.
He's using the little league owners room.
The little racers room.
He's using the executive bathroom.
There was contact.
Ooh.
Maines and Hill getting into it, coming off pit road. Let's. Where the hell are we? Pit lane 2.
Yeah, it looks like. Ooh, close, but I don't think there was any direct contact. Although it was awfully close.
Well, let's.
Taylor Lane, the biggest loser in that pit stop run, He lost 2 spots from that.
So here's the question. We say you can make it 15 laps. Let's say 13 to 15 laps. So that means to make this in one more stop, Ronnie Osmer has to stretch this tank of gas, 6 more laps? Do you think he can do it, guys?
I think so.
I've seen stranger things happen from that young man.
This is very true. A bold move, to say the least.
Well, when you're trying to get your first win, you're willing to gamble. And, Osmer showed the last time we were at a road course that he could definitely hang with the best of them. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens on this restart.
I think so. I think if he can get out in front of Harris and even hold him off for a lap, I think it might prove to be something very interesting by the end of this race.
Well, when you take a look at the licensing, you have Sam Harris, who is an A with a 2167 I rating, and Ronnie Osmer, who is a C with a 599 I rating. So Ronnie's not run a ton of road races.
Or the ones he has run didn't end well.
True story.
But we know that to be a little bit different than truth. Of course, Ronnie choosing to run a lot of the races that are longer, a lot of the special endurance events, which, of course, do not award I rating.
No, but they definitely hurt you in safety rating if you're not careful, as Spa showed. Especially considering that team that Ronnie was on, and Ronnie wasn't involved in doing it, but the team somehow managed to turn an Audi R8 into a pavement modified as the pace car is in single file restart, and Osmer just drops the hammer going up the hill, wasting no time.
Yeah, he may have wasted no time, but he's still going to have a bit of a challenge keeping Samuel Harris behind him because he's stuck with him going to this first corner.
And the fresher tire. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Garrett Baines, there he goes. Oh, no.
Oh,
no, there it
behind him.
is.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's going to bring out another caution.
I believe that was the entire field, guys.
It was. How there is not a caution, I have no idea.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm really. Oh, and I'm watching the battle
So am
for the
I.
lead.
And that was interesting going into 5.
Yeah, Harris just tried to move Osmer.
Well, he's trying to move him again as they come through 7. There may have been contact on the exit of 7. Osmer with a defensive line going into 8 and Arca break.
Yep.
Oh, no, and Osmer's off.
Yep. And that's not gonna.
How is that not a caution?
I don't know.
And Amadeus is off as well. Jesus.
Michael Jeans is the closest to these guys, over 7 seconds back.
I'm going back and taking a look, guys. I mean, this was a bad wreck.
Yes, it was.
Also note that a blimp view is not a great view at this track.
No, it's not.
And just, oh man, everybody and his brother involved in that. Oh.
Wow.
Oh man, a lot of cars that worked really, really hard.
It looked like Taylor Lane got into. Let's go with Taylor Lane and see what we see there. We're gonna back that up a little bit. Lane gets into Hill Jr. and then turns Garrett Maines, and everybody just scrambles. Yeah.
Well, if you go back a little bit further, going into 1, Hill got into Maines hard. I mean, he got into his right rear quarter panel very, very hard, and it just set Hill loose and caused the rest of the wreck from there. Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Taylor Lane tried to split the middle and just lost.
The thing I'm impressed with is that Jonathan Medeiros actually managed to snake his way through the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you see Medeiros there in the red car. But good grief. Taylor Lane just... That's a Cheech and Chong concert waiting to happen right there. No, that's John King? No. Who the hell is that?
Jonathan Medeiros just slid off, it looks like.
It's Frenchie. Oh, Frenchie. Why? That's
did
not
he not
good.
make it back to the pits?
He tried to limp it back to the pits, but that car was smoking way too bad, and he hand grenaded the engine. So anybody want to put money on if Ronnie Osmer's pissed off right now?
I reckon he's
less than happy.
I'm going to say if he gets back up to if there's any way, shape, or form that he can get back up to Samuel Harris, it's not gonna be a pleasant exchange. Let's put it that way.
Well, he's currently 1.5 seconds back from him, so he's not that far behind.
But here's the thing. Osmer is 13 laps into this current stint, and with 16 to go.
So his gamble has not paid off at all.
Not
today.
Yet. He has to have the pit stop of his life coming up here. And he has to hope that Sam Harris has not practiced green flag stops. And the thing is, if you look at the nose of Harris's car, it looks like a dirt late model.
It's seen some action, and I'm wondering how much that might be affecting Harris right now. I mean,
a little bit at least.
I mean, I wonder...
I'm still trying to figure out how that was not a caution.
Yeah, when you've got every car except for 3 that's left in the race get wadded up, that's what we officially designate a big one.
Well, I can't say I can't help out with that. I am not in the room.
Okay, everybody,
blame me.
Sing it with me. Dumpster fire.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, and just watching some of these cars slide around, they had all nice, fresh new tires. Some of these guys had used their fast repairs, and now you've definitely got some tweak suspensions, among other things, going on around this racetrack right now, because there's a lot of guys barely hanging onto these cars.
Well, you got Taylor Lane, who's over 3 minutes in the pits right now. Garrett Maines, over 4 minutes in the pits. Frenchie is over 2.5 minutes into the pits.
I think Frenchie's night is done because he's already used his fast repair from the first lap mellow. So
well, he might be able to get it back out there before this thing's over. But I think you guys are. I think you guys are right. If Ronnie can get back to Sam, get the cameras ready.
I do believe it. I mean, he
moved him. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts, maybes, kindas about it. He moved him.
Yeah, that's very, very true, guys. I mean, there's no disputing it.
There are times where you'll hear me refer to an ARCA brake. That was a textbook ARCA brake. You use the car in front of you to slow your car down because reasons.
I think Ronnie just needs to relax now and just let this race run as it is. Get the second place, go home happy that he's tightened up the points battle at the top.
Yeah.
And just he just needs to relax, run the race to the end, and then just get the points that he needs to get that up to the championship fight. If
you look in the back there, you see Jeans and Medeiros are actually reeling in Osmer.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's really overdriving the car right now. I mean,
he's really also on 14-lap tires.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to be pitting within 1 to 2 laps. as we're 15 to go right now.
Yeah, Michael Jeans can be. I mean, he'll race hard up front towards the end, but mostly you don't start seeing him till the end of a race. He is kind of like the closer, in a sense, when it comes to the racing.
Oh, now Taylor, did you happen to see what happened between Osmer and Harris?
I caught a little bit of that, and I will be looking into it after the race.
Fair enough. Because it was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
As Osmer goes mowing the lawn, coming through the kink, keeps it off the Armco though.
I'm starting to think it might be time for his pit stop. I don't know about you guys.
Probably a safe bet. You know, he's 14. He'll be 15 laps this time across the stripe on that set of tires. And this track, a lot like Darlington, just eats tires. And you can blame those Wisconsin winners for that. As Osmer takes it pit side. As we are 14 to go.
Looked like a good entry in by Ronnie. Hopefully no penalties.
Very last second got it down to the 45 mile an hour speed limit. He got it there at the cone. So he charged that as hard as he dared do, knowing that he was going to crest that hill and risk lockup. So, and I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is the closest battle on the track right now. You see Jeans in the 08, Medeiros in the 84. Blackadder Motorsports en route right now to a podium sweep.
Another road course, another Blackadder sweep.
Well, no, they didn't sweep last time. Oh no, they did. No, you're right. They did. They did.
Yep, at Mid-Ohio, it was Sam Harrison won the race, John King second, Steve Gauthier in third.
And Gauthier has taken it pit side as well, I'd like to point out.
Yes, he has. So, Gauthier, Dustin Ping has just come out of the pits. Osmer is now out of the pits, getting back up to speed.
So I guess now
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead, man.
Well, I was going to say, Pelletier's still in the pits. Taylor Lane's still in the pits. Garrett Main's still in the pits. Or no, I'm sorry. Taylor Lane back out on track now. And now getting by Pelletier to move into the top 10. King finally out of the pits. Last car on the lead lap in 9th.
Wow.
Yeah. So, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, and 9th for Blackadder Motorsports right now.
Sorry, guys, I'm back now. I had to step away for a second.
I mean, you're just watching. I mean, going back through, and I think it's interesting. Even some of the cars that we knew were going to be towards the back, some of those guys without a lot of road racing experience, their lap times are getting a little bit quicker.
As we watch Dustin Ping go by Butch Frazier. Having all sorts of trouble on these road courses.
Yeah, I would wager that this isn't his favorite time of year.
Robert Hill Jr.'s just come into pit road. So that's another spot for Ronnie Osborne to make up.
I dare say we are going to gonna start seeing pit stops happen in abundance right now.
Yeah,
and I want to point out Ronnie Osmer, stop of the race so far, from commitment cone to exit cone, 40.9 seconds. And I'm thinking he only took 2 tires.
Yeah, if Samuel Harris pits now, that's going to put Ronnie 5 seconds behind him. So it's not worked completely in his favor, but he'll still be there within touching distance.
And I mean, Sam Harris, he is still turning some good laps right now. I mean, 2:11.5 his last lap. And I wouldn't be surprised if he pits here within the next lap or so.
Probably a true story. What I would like to point out, hard charger of the race so far, Jonathan Medeiros from 10th to 3rd.
That's a pretty good run. I mean, he's had
Actually,
a lot of luck on his side today.
I do take that back. Butch
It's Ronnie.
Frazier.
Oh, no, yeah. But
No, yeah. No, because Butch didn't take time, so that doesn't count.
yeah, it's Medeiros. But no, is it Dustin Ping that's the hard charger? Because he started 13th and he's up in 6th.
Well, that's 7 spots. Jonathan Medeiros, 7 spots.
So
it's a tie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jonathan Medeiros, he's had a lot of luck on his side in this race. I mean, that second big wreck, I mean, he managed to make his way through that amazingly. So I'm not saying he's only had luck on his side. I mean, he's a capable driver, but yeah.
I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Yeah.
I want to
Most
say,
definitely.
guys, I think, I hate to say this, I think Ronnie Osmer may have stepped off track. It looks like he's got some damage on the front side of that car that was not there a few minutes ago.
Well, the back end is completely messed up, so.
Well,
Yeah, but I'm looking at the left side. I'm looking at the driver's side. He's got some fender damage and looks like some sheet metal damage. I'm wondering if he found his way into a tire barrier.
well, it's before. Let's see what's coming into Canada Corner and see what happens. It is pre-Canada Corner. There it is, coming through the kink, caught the Armco. Let's back that up a little bit. Here he is coming out of the sweeper, or out of the carousel, I should say, through the kink. Catches a little too much of the rumble strips, goes through the DRS sign, gets it crooked, and just pancakes the left side of that car coming through kettle bottom.
And yeah, it only cost him 2 seconds. And that wasn't that bad.
I've seen worse.
Yeah.
This is true. He is also one of those kids. He can. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the saying. I know we have it down here in Ohio. It's polish the poo.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone who can do that, it's definitely Ronnie Osmer. He can still salvage something from this.
See, the thing is, here in Central New York, we call it making a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
So,
But you're
Garrett Mays
seeing
just put his car behind the wall.
tough break for the one. But right now we're watching Butch Frazier and the Steve Gauthier in front of him. As Frazier gets it all wrong coming through turn 5. And that's what happens when we were talking about coming down that hill. If you get your braking zone wrong and late, you're in trouble. And how he kept that out of the Armco, I'll never know.
And amazingly, Taylor Lane is actually back out on track after repairing his damage. So,
5 minutes.
Of all that,
yeah. 5 minutes of repair. As right now we're watching the battle for 5th between Robert Hill Jr. and Dustin Ping. As they're coming through the kink. Ping cranking off some pretty decent lap times.
Yeah, and he's got a run on Robert Hill Jr. by the looks of things.
Not close enough in Canada Corner yet.
I have to say, I'm impressed with Ping, guys. His lap times have gotten progressively better through this race.
Well, arguably not a road racer, still in rookie class as far as the road license goes. But, making progress from the looks of it.
As Butch Frazier just went off again.
And I hate to say this, but it looks like Ronnie Osmer is starting to reel in everybody in front of him. He was 28 seconds back, now down to 27.4.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to push his car too hard, though, because he just doesn't want to damage his tires too early before everybody pits.
As we're coming up to 10 to go, as the leader is coming in, guys. Samuel Harris just peeled off for pit road.
Get your stopwatches going now, guys. Let's see how long this takes compared to Ronnie Osmer and see if actually Samuel Harris can actually get out with a big enough gap to Ronnie Osmer, because
Well, here's
Ronnie's
the
on a
thing.
charge right now.
I think Ronnie only took laps
I believe he did, guys.
because he only had a 9-second install.
I'm wondering if he got enough gas in that car.
Safe bet that he did.
And hallelujah, I connected.
Finally.
Hey, welcome back,
Yay.
Trouble. Woo!
All right, well,
And
that's
Michael
good.
Jeans takes over the lead as Harris takes 4.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Harris took 4 tires, so that's going to work in his favour.
And
And
Medeiros
that's
is
Ronnie
in the
Osmer
pits.
coming off the hill. Ronnie Osmer just come over the crest of the hill just as he was coming out of pit road, so
Oh, this is going to get interesting.
yeah.
Fortunately, I think Osmer's still about 5 seconds behind him. And
Nailed
we'll
it.
see. We'll see. There's always that chance something could happen, but Harris has been just hard to beat today.
And the thing is, Michael Jeans does not have enough of a lead to maintain first place. He's going to have to pit. Question is, when is he going to do it? As there's 10 laps to go currently. And as of right now, he's going to be 5 laps short.
Oh, man. I mean, you can save a lot, especially on a track like this. I don't think you can save that.
Oh,
And
there it
Samuel
is.
Harris, he is off.
He is off, and here comes Osmer.
Oh, things just got exciting, guys.
Osmer just went off as well, though.
Oh, Ronnie. What are you doing?
Oh, you're killing
Yeah, but
me, Rob.
Osmer didn't go off as badly.
He just ran a bit wide.
He ran a bit wide, and Harris probably had one of those first you say it, then you do it kind of moments.
Yeah, but Harris must be thankful.
Oh,
Oh, he's got.
oh.
Oh, no!
Oh!
That's his race over.
Oh,
Yep.
son of a pup.
Oh, and
my
that's
goodness.
and that's Osmer's done, guys. Oh,
Cheech
think
and
that's
Chong
just the case.
concert incarnate. And here comes Jonathan Medeiros through the smoke.
Oh my goodness, that is unfortunate for Ronnie. I'm finally now able to see it live, so I can actually talk about it.
I think he probably saw the
Jeepers.
leader there. I think he
Yeah.
saw Harris and
That was
Just-
actually it.
got too pushy.
Without a doubt, you are correct, sir.
Oh,
Tough
but young
break.
mistakes.
Tough break. And
Darrow's not in a rush to get past him.
well, he knows Osmer's
There it
hurt,
goes.
and so now we're
I think-
back to Blackadder 1, 2, 3.
And
And
the
we're
engine
gonna
just whiffed.
see-
Oh, he
Oh, and
twiffed coming
Osmer's-
up the hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And that's
tough
that, guys.
break. There's Osmer's night. Good grief. Let's go back and watch that again.
I'm looking down the length of pit road, and there's 3 heavy hitters, like with screwed up cars on that pit road.
Yeah.
Ronnie Osmer, Frenchie, and Ray Black Jr. all
Here he
lined
is
this,
coming through the kink. He was sideways going in, chased it up the hill, and just binned it. Oh, my Lanta.
I think he was trying to push his luck for that kink, because didn't he
Yeah.
pancake the car like 2 or 3 laps before that?
Yeah,
Going through
yeah,
there.
he did. But he was loose going in. So
And, I mean-
that's not the place you want to be loose going anywhere through the kink.
No.
And it looks
And
like
as-
Ronnie
as-
Osmer is taking it behind the wall, calling it a night. Damn.
That was predicted.
That's a heartbreaker right there. Currently 9th, probably going to lose a lap to, or lose a position to Taylor Lane. Still going to salvage a top 10 as Frenchie is still in the pits. Last car still in the session. So top 10 for Osmer, but could have been a top 5 at least.
Yeah, I'm looking at Robert Hill Jr., and he has just been keeping it steady as best he can, and Car's beating up all the mess, but he is still going. Same thing with Dustin Ping. They're just playing it safe all night as best they can.
Well, that's all you can do at a place like this.
Exactly.
It's very true. And I mean, just watching, it's been such an interesting race. We've had, after those two big wrecks, but other than that, we've actually had a lot of very clean racing.
We've got problems for Dustin Ping, guys. Dustin Ping's in trouble. Going very slowly around the track.
Well, let's back that up and see what happened. That's the downhill going into 8.
He appears to be under power.
Yeah.
But
he's
he's going very gingerly around the track, though.
I think that he's just doing that just to survive and finish out these last few laps.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He may possibly be trying to stretch the fuel mileage because he's already 6 laps into his run with 7 to go. So he may be playing the fuel game, just making sure that he can get to the finish from here.
That's fine. I mean, nobody else around you, just run nice and smooth. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to beat the leaders every lap on the stopwatch. So just run it smooth.
While we were watching what was going on with Ping, Michael Jeans took a pit side, and Sam Harris is back in the lead. To the tune of 20 seconds to the good.
Yeah, this race is Sam Harris's to lose. This
has turned into just a fiasco.
Procession?
No, fiasco. But
I don't understand Italian.
It's one of them Italian lamps. It's Fragile.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing, like we were talking about, Robert Hill Jr. just running smooth laps. That's one of the things that you can say about the Canadian Tire Series that Hill runs in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Taylor. The Canadian Tire Series. As we watch Gauthier taking it onto the beach, coming through 8 as they're coming through the carousel now. Robert Hill Jr. does have a lot of experience behind the wheel of a stock car, so he knows when to push it and knows how to feel a car to not drive over his head, and that does come with experience. And
exactly.
That's really what he's doing right now, just showing that he's content with a top 5. And when the points game is on the line, Dallas Pataska out on lap 1. So a lot of points to be had on the table right now.
So even though Ronnie's retired, he's still going to make some gains on Dallas Pataska in the point standings.
Oh yeah, major points gains, especially since Dallas is finishing 16th tonight.
And Ronnie's finishing 10th.
So there's anywhere between 7, maybe even a little bit more extra points since, of course, the stages.
That's true.
And Ronnie did finish 2nd in a stage.
So there's major points implication for...
And led a lap.
Exactly. Well, we don't count lead laps for point.
Well, that's baloney.
We don't. NASCAR doesn't do that anymore.
That's still baloney.
Well,
so we have a new big mover of the race, and it is the white car that you see in frame right there, Steve Gauthier, starting 15th, last car to actually take time, currently running 4th. So 11 spots made up by Gauthier. As it's now Blackadder Motorsports 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's just insane.
I'd say some guys are putting in a good amount of time at the road courses here, especially in these B cars.
Well, a couple of these guys ran the 500K race that was over the last weekend, so running those big, stocky Audi GTOs. And
Harris is off again. Harris is off.
Oh.
Running wide, going through turn 1.
He's going to collect it up, though, and keep going.
As we watch the replay of what just happened here, Chase gets it a little sideways going in, chases it up the hill, puts it on the beach, but keeps the momentum going and stays off the concrete. So good driving job for Harris there.
Well, don't you think he's pushing a bit too hard for the lead he's got?
You think?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's still running 2:11s, guys. He's still pushing really hard.
With 6 laps to go.
I'm
Good
thinking
grief.
he's pretty safe for the win right now. He just needs to relax and just coast. Lift and coast. But, yeah.
Somebody might want to tell him that, he could probably get away with running 8/10 as he goes on the beach again, coming through 8.
There's only so many times you can do that before it bites you. Badly. And Sam doesn't want that to happen to him. I mean, he's driven so well tonight. He just doesn't want to undo it all by pushing too hard and going off.
It's funny, guys, as I'm sitting here watching through the field, I just, for fun, put it on focus on crashes, and it takes me right to Sam Harris. So he is pushing hard right now.
As we watch him come through Canada corner,
and
there goes the beach, and just missing the tire barrier. Good grief.
He's just having fun now.
Somebody may want to cue up their mic and say, hey, Sam, you got a 20.5 second lead, right? I'm just saying, somebody might want to do that.
Well, I'm wondering,
he's
guys.
Probably got it up on his relative, but he's just doing it anyway for fun.
Or I'm wondering
John King a heart attack almost.
You think?
I think so.
So here's the way it runs down. Blackadder Motorsports 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7.
Dominance.
All 5 cars in the top 8 and on the lead lap.
Well, they've kept them mostly clean all day, and they've just kept pushing.
And somebody may want to remind Blackadder Motorsports that, there can be a team picture post-race, so don't just escape out of your cars.
Well, as we're watching, I'm just scrolling back through the field right now, and there's some guys that are just, I think, cruising. They know it's late. They know they've only got a couple laps left, and they're just riding this out.
Yeah, we're 5 to go right now, and it's basically been the Sam Harris show all night. Pretty much a replay of Mid-Ohio.
If I'm not mistaken, he's led all but maybe 3 laps of this race. 3 or 4.
Yeah, Ronnie led a couple, I think.
I was going to say, and all 3 of those laps were led by Ronnie Osmer. As Butch Harris just missing the DRS sign that got put back up after Ronnie Osmer obliterated it.
And John King is sideways, it looks like, coming into the final corner.
I see.
Sideways, nothing. He's parked. Let's see what happened there. Here he is coming through Canada corner, going through the Bill Mitchell bend, and just gets it wrong. Cresting the hill a little off camber, and does not keep it off the concrete. Reworking the body work there, but as the team owner, you're the one that pays the bill. So if you want to bend the car, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say you have to buy the new body and pay the body guy on Monday. So
hey, it's your team. Go ahead and bend it.
Well, that's what they tell us in the IndyCar series. But still, you know how expensive an IndyCar is?
A lot.
I believe just the tub is $125,000. And that doesn't include the suspension. That doesn't include the motor mounts. That doesn't include the motor. That includes nothing. That's just the place where the part where the driver puts his ass.
Yeah, and now you guys have to realize that how many times in a race Sam wrecks a car.
Hey,
Well, I would like to point out that Sam still owes that couple from Florida a 1998 Ford Taurus from Richmond a few weeks back.
I will protest. Right, that was not completely my fault, so I shouldn't really have to pay for that. It was my Irish companion, you know,
Your
racing companion.
compatriot, sir?
Yeah,
That's the one.
He had help from Dominic Byrne to
Okay.
obliterate that Ford Taurus, but still, Sam, you still owe that couple from Florida a new car for putting your Pro Mazda through their windshield.
Oh, lovely.
I've already had to pay off a bill for the Winnebago I destroyed as well.
That was at Watkins Glen, wasn't it?
I think so.
And then there was the Fiat that you clobbered with help. I will add with help when you clobbered that Fiat at Spa coming up the backside of Eau Rouge.
Oh
Good
yeah.
Lord, Sam.
So needless to
No, it
say,
was
if you're
what? Yeah. Okay.
if you're a potential team owner here in iRacing, what we're saying is, Sam, he's good to have around. Make sure you've got lots of spare race cars.
Well, here's the thing. Sam would be a really good test driver for. Ooh! Sam Harris still pushing the daylights out of it as he works his way past Dustin Ping. I don't think Ping thought he was going to go through where he went through.
You're not
You're
live,
not live.
Could have ended
But
poorly.
but he is off at the bottom of turn 3. So Harris still pushing very, very hard with
Yes.
only a couple laps to go.
3 laps to go, to be precise.
But getting back to what I was saying, I think if any of the team owners out there in Formula One are looking for a good test driver to see where the weak points are in your car, just get a hold of my compatriot here, Sam Cooper Bennett. He'll find them for you.
It's true. If we have if we have any of the team managers watching right now, Sam is the best test dummy you've ever found. Trust us.
Hey, I managed to put you. You told me to put you in the wall at Indianapolis, KP, and I did. He wanted to stress test the car at Indianapolis, and he said, "Oh, just put me under as much stress as you can." So I did, and put him in the wall.
I don't recall this, but
Well,
That
that's
was in
because
the-
that's because KP's nickname is basilar skull fracture. Because anytime KP straps into a car, if he doesn't finish on the lead lap on the podium, chances are he suffered a basilar skull fracture like incident. Thank God this is a simulator kind of
Oh,
moment.
Sam's off again.
I'm not live.
oh man, Harris
Told
is
you that.
still out of Canada corner. He's still pushing it hard. So, I mean, everyone else just seems to be kind of biding their time, getting to the end of this race, but Mr. Harris is pushing.
And we are 2 to go this time across the stripe. So, and I believe that is his team owner in front of him.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So this could get interesting.
John, don't bin him at this point in the race.
Go ahead, John.
You could bin.
And
you
he's
could bin
as he's
your own car,
sideways
but-
coming through 3. Go ahead, John. Just bin the leader. You still got a podium sweep even if you bin Sam Harris.
He's too
So I
far
could-
ahead yet. Anyway, so.
So I guess that becomes the question then: is how much of a handful has Sam Harris been this week, and is his team owner ready to let one of the other guys take one?
Good question. As he's sideways coming through 6, catches some of the grass, catches all of the curb. Good
He's,
grief.
he's still putting that car through its paces. In a long race, I think
Just
this race is
amazes
only
me.
I think this race is only a few laps shorter than its real-world equivalent. So, it's been a long race, probably much longer in terms of distance and time than these guys are used to.
Well, here's the question. Does Gauthier have enough fuel in the tank? Because he's 12 laps into a stint right now. Butch Frazier currently working lap 16.
Those are some important questions.
As we are going to get the white flag coming through Canada corner right now, Sam Harris. Going to get the white flag this time across the stripe.
So my question is, okay, I'm live. As he's pitching it through the final corner again.
Yeah.
Backhand stepping out again.
The end of this race, guys, those back tires are going to have nothing left. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an inner liner left in those things at the end of this.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to see cords on those radial Goodyears.
So is he just, let's see if he's just pushing it or if he's just going to make it nice and smooth here last lap.
Well, from the brake rotors on the front, and he's got white rims, and you can still see the brake rotors glowing. I'm saying that he probably hasn't lifted yet, as he's now stretched his lead out to 22.5 seconds.
Let's see, these next couple of corners are the real telling, because they're the ones that you can really mess up on. You can really get sideways like he did right there.
And I'm thinking that may have been on purpose. He's not taking it easy on this last lap.
He's really not. I wonder if he's showboating just a little.
I'm thinking more than just a little.
Well, he's not catching his team owner, so that's the main thing.
Yes, but I would like to point out that John King has gotten by Dustin Ping.
Yeah.
So Blackadder Motorsports, first, second, third, fourth, and sixth.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I don't mean to tell you how to run a league, Taylor, but you may want to consider adopting the limits on how many drivers can be on a team.
Oh, no. That was close. He's showing
still
off now.
Fighting it.
He's showing off.
I think that might have been he's showing off and then just really screwed up there.
As turn 14 actually becomes nice and tidy. Yeah, he's used up those rear Goodyears. And
well, he doesn't have to go much further.
It is now academic. That's it. 40 laps in the books and stops just past the start-finish line.
Instant burnouts.
That's what it looks like he's trying to do.
Does anybody remember the truck race from here last year?
I don't recall.
Where there was a fist fight?
Oh, that was at Canadian.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was... Oh.
Michael Jeans, what are you doing?
I think he wanted to take out his teammate but missed.
Locks it up and just eats the Sargento sign on the pit wall. Oh, here we go.
As everyone else is still out on track, yet to finish.
Dueling burnouts. What snap.
I'm wondering if there's going to be any more.
We are still waiting.
coming.
We are still waiting for Jonathan Medeiros. There's Dustin Payne. Here comes Medeiros.
What are they doing? Oh!
Bonk.
What's that?
I'm thinking Ping and Medeiros aren't too happy with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 3 Blackadder cars. Where's the other 2?
Still haven't finished
Still
yet.
Coming.
Here comes Gauthier up the hill now.
Oh no. Car bowling? No!
He shot the gap! What the...
Sam Harris has just grenaded his engine, by the way.
Yeah, so there will be
Gauthier, at speed, shot the gap.
That was hilarious.
I don't think he could do that again if he tried.
I'm waiting for John King to come through now.
I just imagine that his driving suit is now a little bit brown.
Here he comes up the hill. Oh no, he's still at speed.
No, he's not. He's slowing down. And Gauthier has gone. What the?
Everyone.
Oh, God.
This
Never
is
a
the
dull
most
moment.
entertaining part of the race.
I think so, yeah. So, comic relief brought to you by Blackadder Motorsports is Medeiros doing... what the hell? Car bowling.
That's what that looked like.
Butch Fraser wanted to get another fun.
Yeah.
And John King doing a burnout against Medeiros' car. So this reminds me of one of those lines from, what the hell is the movie? Days of Thunder. How about that? A side we don't have to fix. Kick. I don't want you spoiled, Buck.
Right, so it doesn't look like we're going to have any interviews tonight because none of the Blackadder guys are on TeamSpeak. So
I see that. But standings up on the screen right now, Sam Harris just dominating performance. There's no other words for it. Just basically wire to wire, only a couple laps not led by
by Sam Harris or Blackadder for that matter.
Yeah. Harris led most of the race. Michael Jeans led a couple of laps. Why is this not loading? So has anybody looked at the results yet?
No, it didn't work for me, and I just
number of
X'd
laps led. Sam Harris, 36 laps. Michael Jeans led 2. And Ronnie Osmer led 2.
The standings are Blackadder 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They blacked out the top 5.
I see that. I do see that.
Well, some days you're good, some days you're lucky, some days you're really good and a little bit lucky.
Or dominant in the case of this team. So
here's the thing. Fast lap of the race, Blackadder Motorsports, Steve Harris, 2.10 or 2 minutes 10.974 seconds. Hard charger of the race, Steve Gauthier, started 15th, finished 4th. Team of the race, hands down, Blackadder Motorsports, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Who's the unluckiest then?
I'm
going to say Frenchie.
I'm going to have to say Frenchie too, because he had a great run going and then just caught up in that dumpster fire.
And he was caught up, guys, not once but twice. I mean, he worked his way back up from the first wreck. Right. Only to get caught in that second one.
I mean, Garrett Maines is up there as well as one of the unlucky drivers, but yeah, Frenchie takes it.
It's frustrating. And there's a night, and I know we've all had them in iRacing, and real world cars too, especially. But there's always that night where you had a good run, or you thought you had a good shot, and then it just doesn't go right from the beginning, and by halfway you're either sitting in the hauler or watching the race from the stands, and those are the most frustrating nights. And this was a very frustrating night for a lot of guys.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say Dallas Pataska is probably one of them. Your, I believe, points leader, just taking the green, getting show-up points, and just saying, F it, I'm not running this place.
Yeah, because he didn't get that badly damaged in that first corner incident. All he did was get turned, and then he just towed it and disconnected.
Right. But
weird circumstance.
I would like to point out fast lap of the event, not the race, but of the entire session. Dallas Pataska, 2 minutes 9.528 seconds.
So now that tells me that if he kept it going, he would have had something for Samuel Harris.
Good
If he decided
possibility,
not
but
to,
he was probably that damaged that he just and so frustrated after getting punted in turn one that he just had an F it moment.
Again, you have the fast car, you work hard. Maybe he had a little bit of a problem in qualifying. He was a second or so off of that fast time in qualifying, and then just to not even make it, a quarter of a lap. I mean, he didn't even make it to the halfway mark on a lap, just to get punted in turn one. That would be frustrating, and
Right.
I don't fault him at all for leaving early.
yeah.
Well,
And
we
yeah,
got
but
another one in the books, boys.
Yeah, another one. Going back to Dallas, I mean, by leaving early, he's just completely shot himself in the foot as far as the championship points are concerned, because Ronnie's just closed that gap big time.
Not as much as he could have closed the gap, though. It had Ronnie not gotten so frustrated after getting help going through 8? Yes.
I believe it was.
Going through turn 8 on the restart for the third segment. He probably could have had a much better points finish.
Well, he would have finished, 9 points to the good of where he ended up had he finished second?
He would have had a top 5, chances are. Instead, he's got to settle for 10th, so there's 5 more positions that he could have gotten points out of. So, the youth taking over there and just getting a little overexcited and just stepping on his junk. So, Taylor, where are we next week? Hello, Taylor. Taylor's not here. Awesome.
Well, if they follow the schedule, I believe next week is the Lady in Black.
Oh, boy.
Darlington International Raceway.
So everybody gets to earn their Darlington stripe next week.
I think everyone will earn it and earn it well next week. One thing iRacing doesn't do that the real world cars do is reinforce the right sides of these cars for Darlington.
You think?
So
the Truck Series Eldora proved that, because anybody that tried to run the Larson line basically lost the right side of their car.
Yep. And for those fans out there who are iRacers or regular iRacers, that's where the trucks are again this week in iRacing.
Boy. But getting back to what we were talking about earlier, if you would like to know how to get involved with the RTFT All-Star League, just go ahead and put a comment below with your iRacing name, and we will pass it along to Taylor Burris and get you added to the Sunday night AM series. And you too could get a call up to the Monday night RTFT All-Star Racing League Pro Series. So, allegedly Darlington next week.
It is. I've just looked it up, and it's confirmed to be Darlington next week.
All right, Darlington next week. That's going to be
throwback schemes, maybe.
I'm thinking throwback schemes. So keep your eye out for what Sean Dewar and Cody Eldred are going to be running.
Because, plus the week after next, we've got Richmond, my favorite place.
Richmond's a fun track in any car.
Yeah, just don't go flying over the wall like I did.
So does that mean next week, guys, are we making Sam wear bell bottoms and a plaid shirt?
You mean he doesn't already?
What?
That's true. It's throwback weekend, Sam. We got to dress you right for the time period.
We're going straight Brady Bunch, bud. Straight up Brady Bunch. Okay, you can be Marsha Brady then.
No, I'll be like the British and wear flares.
Right.
If we're going back to the 70s, I'm wearing flares.
That's bell bottoms, bud. That's what we were
Oh,
talking
wait, we
about.
call them flares over here.
Well, over here there were bell bottoms and
And high heels.
the platforms.
That too.
Platforms.
It's all in the language, guys.
And I want to grow an afro as well.
Yeah.
Oh, perm.
On that note, you have been watching a presentation of the RTFT All-Star Racing League. Again, for more information on how you can get involved, drop a comment below and say, hey, I'd like to get added to the Sunday Night Am Series. Same cars, same tracks, shorter distances to get used to how things work here. And if you prove capable enough to be able to prove that you can handle the car and not step on your own junk like personally myself would do in a tin-top car, you can possibly get a call up to the Pro Series on Mondays. And for those of you who are regulars to the channel, you'll know that tomorrow night we will be broadcasting on the alternate channel, the Indy Racing League or Indy Speedway League channel, as they kick off season number 3 for the IRO 5s at Daytona. Yes, you heard me right. The Dallara 2011 version is going to a plate track. So if you've never seen what bump drafting in an Indy car at 247 miles an hour looks like, be sure to tune in tomorrow night. That's the Indy Speedway League, brought to you by robertstechjobs.com tomorrow night. That broadcast is set to go live at approximately 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. So, on behalf of Kevin Paskowich, on behalf of my partner in crime on a regular basis, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, it's Tony Trapasso saying on behalf of Taylor Burris, we will see you next week at Darlington.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.